this is Jeff Nager with AMD World Championship of Custom Bike Building, and today we're here with Sasha Kraus with Kraus Motor Company. And Sasha, talk about the inspiration of this specific bike.
Well, this bike was built on commission by a guy from Costa Rica, and what happened was he saw one of our bikes in a magazine, a bike called Snatch, that actually was in the AMD and took 5th place at one point. And he just loved that bike. He loved, you know, that it was just a real motorcycle that someone could get on and just rip. Agile, small, very usable. He's a race car driver, and so he's into performance. And he called me up and said, hey, what can you do for me? And so we went through a few sketches and whatnot, and we kind of came up with a plan. And then we went to work. And about 9 months later, and
this is what you see after 9 months. Do most of your designs start in a sketch or a sketchbook?
I try not to sketch too much because I'm not very good with a pencil. But you know, individual little pieces, parts, and things like that, I can do. A lot of it, my building process is very organic, so I've never been able to draw well enough to really get a feel of how the bike's really going to be. It's always different. And
so you keep that design in your mind? I mean, is the prototype or the design always in your mind?
Oh yeah, we kind of have a baseline of what we want the bike to feel like, you know, and I kind of get a feeling from it, and I stick with that feeling. And once I get that feeling, then I can kind of find a direction. And along the process, things will change. And you know, it's a 3D thing. I mean, you got to touch it and feel and look at it from every angle and make sure that it works. You know, on a piece of paper, you don't get every angle. So, you know, I use it a little bit, but not much. It's mostly just kind of stays up in here, and my crew gets mad at me for not letting them know the way it should be. You know.
Well, I suspect that the design of this bike is really one of your signature designs from the standpoint that it's small, light, high performance. That's really the Kraus Motor Company design, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're trying to build things. We're not building things that you're going to take out and travel on so much. We're building things that you're going to take out on a Sunday afternoon, have a few hours on, you know, be able to really enjoy as a performance piece. So yeah, small, light, agile, very usable, really great suspension, really great components, things that are going to last a long time, real low maintenance stuff.
Let's talk about the front end. What are we looking there?
That is a R6, early R6 front end, fully adjustable forks. We went with the traditional fork on that just to give it kind of more of a vintage look. And we went ahead and polished the legs and things like that to kind of bring some color out in it.
I like your selection of Behringer. It really gives it a mechanical look, and the Speedo and the tack. Very nice combination.
Yeah, this bike it's got blinkers front and rear. It's got fenders front and rear. It's got speedometer. It's got tachometer. It's got odometer. You know, a lot of front brakes, a lot of rear brakes. It's pretty much got everything you need to get out there and really have a lot of fun. And that's what I try to do with this bike, is really to go that extra distance and put everything on it. You know, a lot of the times we hold back and we say, well, let's not run a front fender, let's not run a rear fender, it looks cool, you know. And you get out in the rain, you hit a mud puddle, and you got a stripe down your back, and you kind of, you know, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went all the way with this bike, and it was it was definitely challenging to make sure that it had a good look by doing that, but I feel pretty good about it.
Well, one of the good looks about this bike is the frame. Talk about how you manufactured that.
Well, the frame's all done in DOM steel, so high-grade steel. You know, we set it up in our jig, and we set our geometries the way we want. We did a suspension system on this bike a little bit different than what we've done before. We did a mono shock, and we actually use a Foes Racing shock, which was specifically valved for this bike. Really great shock in the rear. The suspension's beautiful on this bike, by the way. What we did is after we've finished the frame, and mocked up the bike, we went ahead and coated it in brass and then patinaed it for a dark bronze look. So the frame is all raw. Again, you know, on this bike, what we do a lot of raw materials. We don't use a lot of paint. We do raw frames, we do raw aluminum work. And so that's what we've done here too. We've left it raw, except we gave it a little red stripe down the back just for some color.
It looks like you got your hammer out and did a lot of hammering on this thing.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of aluminum work on this thing. Yeah, there was a lot of hammering. Mostly we can do almost all this on the plenishing hammer, and then you get over to those dollies and sit there by hand. You know, a lot of file work. This is a real handmade motorcycle. Yeah.
What kind of engine selection did you have and primary?
We went with a 93-inch S&S shovel head on this bike. It's a high compression. Thing's gonna move. It's putting out, you know, almost close to 100 horsepower. The primary, we used a BDL 1.75" primary. So it's a nice tight little package in there. We built a real nice primary cover for it, so it wouldn't chew up his pants and whatnot. And then we did a Baker Powerbox 6-speed for the transmission, which is a great transmission for a size motor, this size motor. I think it's good for about 120 foot-pounds of torque, something like that. And it just smooth as hell, shifts great. Yeah.
You know, the exhaust system you have with the reverse megaphone looks a little bit like a really high-end Akrapovic exhaust, but I suspect this is one that you designed in-house.
Oh yeah, I do all my own exhausts. This is done in stainless steel, and you know, it's a 2-into-1. It's got a reverse cone, little baffle in the end just to dampen the noise a little bit, you know, give it a little bit of extra back pressure. And then we've got these couple little aluminum guards on it, just because that stainless heats up pretty well. But
it's got a very nice look, and on the other side, on your induction system, I suspect you're rocking K&N.
We are. We've actually worked with K&N a little bit on this filter, and it's kind of a prototype setup. You've got the outside ring, which is filter, and then you got that centerpiece, which is also a filter. And it's really working out. It helps a lot with the breath on this thing. Yeah, we can keep it a little bit tighter and still have it breathe. So,
Sasha, how did you get into motorcycle building?
Well, originally, you know, I've been messing with motorcycles my whole life, and I never built anything from scratch. And I saw a TV show come up called Build or Bust, and I said, yeah, I could do that. You know, why not? So I went on that. I got on the TV show somehow. I think it was 37,000 contestants, and so I made that TV show, and I built a bike on the show, and I completed it in 12 days and took the bike home.
Do you still have it?
I do. I still have it.
Do you still ride it?
Not much. No. It's a rigid, and you know, I'm not. You know, I'm getting a little older and don't really. My roads, I don't really like the rigids so much, so
right.
Yeah, my back can't take it.
No, I understand that. If somebody saw this and would like to talk to you about a build or was looking for some parts, how would they get a hold of you? What's your website address? What's your telephone number?
Yeah, website is the best thing, and email, and the website is www.krausmotorco.com, and it's spelled KrausMotorco.com. And then the phone number is 707-632-6252.
And the email address?
The email is info@krausmotorco.com.
All right, well, thank you very much. Thanks for coming out to the show. A beautiful bike, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
You know, most years, the top 3 places are pretty obvious. You know, when you walk around, you have an idea. This year, any one of the top 10, probably down to 15th place, could have been the winner. So it was a real pleasure to announce our 3rd place from California, Kraus Motor Co. Italia with his S&S Shovelhead 93. Just a real clean, Motar-style, excellent handling bike. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks,